Welcome in, everybody. It's a home edition of Mike on the Mic. It's your boy, Mike Reeves, episode 17. 17 of these already. Plaxico Burress shot himself in the leg. Almost ruined my chances at a fantasy football championship, but I picked up Antonio Bryant. Not Antonio Brown, Antonio Bryant. Ended up having 2 great weeks and getting me a championship. So thank you for tuning in on rtfsportsnetwork.com, coming in live on the Twist Facebook page and RTF Sports Network Facebook page. I was out of town all weekend. I typically do this out of the office in the studio there, but this week it is the home edition, but not much is going to change. We will start off the show with Would You Rather? Would you rather never have another embarrassing fall in public or never feel the need to pass gas in public again? Well, I'm not a klutz, so I barely ever fall embarrassingly in public. But sometimes I do have gas and need to do it in public. So I will never feel the need to pass gas in public again. Would you rather lose your best friend or all of your friends except for your best friend? Ooh, these are some hard-hitting questions today. So would I rather lose all my friends except for my best friend or here's the thing. I have a lot of best friends. But it's just saying one, so we'll just cut one guy out and we'll keep the rest. So I'm sorry about that, but that's the way we're rolling. Would you rather it never stops snowing, the snow never piles up, or never stops raining, the rain never causes floods? Never stops snowing or never stops raining. I guess I'd rather have it never stop snowing with the snow never piling up. The rain's harder to drive in. You can't have fun in the rain. With snow, I can go sledding or snowmobiling. I don't do any of these things, but I could. Snowball fights, snow angels. There's a lot more you could do with the snow, but it doesn't pile up. For fuck's sake. This is just stupid. All right, well, we're going to stick with my original snowing. Would you rather never be able to leave your own country or never be able to fly in an airplane? Well, if I can't fly in a plane, I could just drive to the different countries. Yeah, I'm USA all the way, so let's just not leave the country. Would you rather? I think we got Matthew Benz sharing the show. Thanks for that, except for it's popping up as a sound on my show. I'll share the damn thing after, Matt. You just knock it off. We got a Greg Green Bay Bauman chiming in. This is a live interactive show. Who is the best friend in your scenario? Like I said, I have a lot of them. We'll just say it's you, Greg. So I got to get rid of you to keep Benzie and Steeny and all those other guys around. So thanks for taking one for the team. GBG. Would you rather never have a toilet clog on you again or never have the power go out again? I would much rather never have the power go out again. I've been in the middle of some tasty stuff when the power went out, and it was very annoying. Whoever invented the toilet bowl unclogger, I'm drawing a blank here. I don't know what the hell it's called, but I'll just do it myself. A plunger. There it is. I'll just do it myself. I'll plunge the hell out of that toilet and never have to worry about the power going out. Would you rather earbuds and headphones never sit right on in your ears or have all music either slightly too quiet or slightly too loud? Well, I want my music to sound just right. I don't care if the headphones aren't sitting quite on there. I want the full experience, and I'll just fix them. Luckily, I borrowed these ones from Mike Steen downstairs. That's one benefit of doing this show at home. I can just walk down to the second floor and borrow these from my buddy. I do have my headphones out in the car, but it saved me another level. Shout out, Steen. Appreciate it. Would you rather be the best in the world at climbing trees or the best in the world at jumping rope? Well, I don't like heights, so we'll just get rid of climbing trees and I will be a jump roping master. Would you rather never run out of battery power for whatever phone and tablet you own or always have free Wi-Fi wherever you go? Well, I'd rather never run out of battery power. I don't care about Wi-Fi because my phone has all the minutes that I need. I don't need to hop on the Wi-Fi. I don't care. So, and Greg Bauman chiming in again. I knew it. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. Had to do it to you. You're a Packer fan. Would you rather never have to clean a bathroom again or never have to do dishes again? I'd much rather never have to do dishes again. Here in my apartment in Faribault, Minnesota, I don't have a dishwashing machine, a dishwasher. I'm looking at it right now, and I do it all myself, which I don't mind, but if I didn't have to do it again, I wouldn't. Cleaning bathrooms don't scare me. Would you rather eat an egg with a half-formed chicken inside or eat 10 cooked grasshoppers? I'd rather eat 10 cooked grasshoppers. That creeps me out with a half-formed chicken inside of an egg. No, thank you. That doesn't sound appetizing at all. So we're going to cut that out. There you go. That is the end of Would You Rather. Let's get into some sports stories here. We'll kick it off. Over the weekend, I did find out that Deshaun Watson got re-signed to a 4-year deal worth a bunch of money. So good for him. I really thought he would be going elsewhere. The Texans suck. Bill O'Brien's a bastard. I don't know who'd want to stay, but when you show him enough Quan, apparently they'll do it. So good for him. Jadeveon Clowney finally found a new team with the Tennessee Titans. Now, I did read that the New Orleans Saints were looking at doing a sign-in trade with the Cleveland Browns. Now, like 20 minutes before doing this show, I read that the Baltimore Ravens had a deal worked out with the Jaguars that actually, if the NFL would have allowed it, he would have been a Raven, and then the Saints would have been notified that, nice try, but the Ravens got him. So I thought that was genius. Thank God he didn't go to Baltimore. I do love Lamar Jackson. I love that offense. But, man, I'm a Vikings fan, and that just screams trouble. It's going to be hard enough for us this year anyway. So Brooklyn Nets hire Hall of Famer Steve Nash as their head coach. He's a Hall of Fame guard. He signed a 4-year contract, 46 years old, comes in with no coaching experience. So he was a 2-time NBA MVP. In a statement released by the Nets, Steve Nash said, "I am honored to have this opportunity with such a first-class organization and would like to thank Sean, Joe, and his wife Clara for having faith in my ability to lead this team moving forward." So good for you, Steve. I know he's got ties with Kevin Durant from when he was working with the Warriors. I think players, even though he doesn't have any coaching experience, his playing experience kind of speaks for itself. And it's a good opportunity. Stephen A. Smith didn't seem to think so. He came out and said, this is just white privilege once again. He believes his hiring is an example of white privilege. Quote from Stephen A. Dipshit Smith. "This is one of the toughest positions I've ever had to take. Ladies and gentlemen, there's no way around this. This is white privilege. This does not happen for a black man." So I did reach out to Tamara Moore, former WNBA player, who became the only female head coach in men's college basketball. Her rise to head coach started from an early age. In high school, she was Minnesota's Miss Basketball, later played for the University of Wisconsin, where she was named 2001 Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year and first-time All Big Ten selection. After college, she spent 6 seasons in the WNBA and then got her chance to be the first female head coach in men's college basketball. So she's not only a woman, she's not only a black woman, she's not only a female head coach, but she got a job in men's college basketball. So I did tweet at Stephen A. Smith asking him this very same question. And I'm still waiting for a response. This is just an opportunity for Steve Nash. And I don't think it's, there's plenty of white privilege in sports. I don't think this was one of them. Trevor Ariza denies allegations he abused his 12-year-old son. A Los Angeles judge has issued a temporary restraining order against Trevor Ariza away from his boy after the mother alleged Ariza had physically abused him. Now, is this a story of just another crazy mother out there? Did he actually beat the kid? Ariza strongly denied the abuse allegations. Weird. Saying the boy's mother, his former girlfriend, had engaged in a long campaign to hurt his relationship with the son and take away his visitation rights. So the court papers do include a declaration from the 12-year-old saying he's afraid of his father and does not want to see him, and a photo of a bruised shoulder. So this to me is where it gets tricky, man. You got the kids stepping up. At 12 years old, I have 4-year-olds, 14, 10, all over the place. And at 12, I don't really think you're going to tell a kid at that point what to do, especially when the bruise came up and there's pictures. And Trevor, I'm sorry. I'm going to need to see a little bit more proof, but it's not looking good for you, bro. Arch Manning, I've talked about him on this show before. I'm going to talk about him again. His high school football coach said we tread lightly in terms of comparing Arch. So he's a high school sophomore, hit the growth spurt. He's 6'3", 200 pounds. Jeez, man. Smooth arm, can maneuver in the pocket. One of the most athletic kids we've had back here, Coach Stewart says, if he's not the most athletic. The pressures of being Arch Manning already are intense. He certainly doesn't need to hear you throw like Peyton or your uncle Eli or your grandpa Archie. So he's already garnered interest from LSU, Alabama, Duke, Georgia, Ole Miss, Tennessee, North Carolina, and Texas. 24/7 Sports ranks Arch the number 5 overall recruit for the class of 2023 and the number 1 quarterback. So this, another Manning, the number 1 quarterback in the nation for the class of 2023. I would love to get a hold of some Manning sperm. Seriously. Those guys got it going on. Leonard Fournette agrees to a reported 1-year contract with Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Not even going to get on this. The rich just get richer. Lamar Jackson declares himself 100% healthy. Well, what else is he supposed to say? Patrick Mahomes gets engaged to his girlfriend. Now, this is some exciting stuff here. Mahomes proposed to longtime girlfriend Brittany Matthews, according to her social media. Looks like Mahomes had an assortment of flowers arranged in Arrowhead Stadium suite with some spelling out, "Will you marry me?" as a part of the big ask. Super Bowl MVP posted a photo with a diamond caption ring SZN. They've been dating since high school. Matthews turned 25 this week. Good for them. Young love. You gotta love that kind of stuff, man. Good for them. He got his Super Bowl ring. She got her engagement ring. And that's that. So that's the sports stories going around right now. I do like to keep it local. Like I've said before, this is a Minnesota-based show. I do cover all the bases when it comes to sports. But it's my show, and I do get a little selfish. I got to scroll down here a little bit to my notes. I did have some people that were going to get cut by the Vikings, but guess what? I went on vacation, and they've already cut down to their 53-man rosters. Let's talk about Cousins and coronavirus, COVID-19, saying, if I die, I die. This is why the media is absolutely ridiculous. He has an interview months ago, comes out and says, basically, if I get it, I'm going to ride it out. I'm going to let nature do its course. Survival of the fittest kind of approach. And just say, if it knocks me out, it knocks me out. I'm going to be okay. Even if I die, I die. I'm kind of at peace about that. So the media is just taking this way, way, way out of proportion. He comes out and talks about masks and how he doesn't agree with them. And, the guy just has an opinion. He's one of the most godly like men on the football field. He carries around his Bible, I think, under his shoulder pads. And the media just tries to find a way to knock him down. So I say good for you, man. Timberwolves open to trading the number 1 pick, expected to base decision purely on value per report. Minnesota's considering alternatives. According to the Athletic Sam Vecini, many around the NBA expect the Timberwolves to entertain trading the pick. Well, if you don't know anything about the Wolves or Gerson Rosas, our president of basketball operations, he basically kept everybody on the team but Karl Anthony Towns and one other guy before we got D'Angelo Russell. This dude makes moves like Green Bay Greg eats food all the time. So depending on what we could get for it, I'm excited. I'd rather just keep it. You know, we have 17 and 33 as well. I'd like to maybe package those together to get a veteran to add. I think you can get some nice talent for those 2 picks right there. But we really have to swing and hit a home run this draft. So even if it's a guy that you take and you want to get rid of down the road, that's fine. But we need to do something else. We need to win or we're screwed. So that is it for keeping it local. Speaking of the NBA draft, we are going to do a scouting report over the next few weeks of some of the different players that are coming out. So we're going to start with Anthony Edwards. You got to love water. So measurements, he's projected to go to the Wolves with the number 1 overall pick if they keep it. 6'5", wingspan 6'9", weight 225. His strengths are his athleticism, his defensive potential. That's always scary. Andrew Wiggins, potential. Strengths, shot making, star potential. Anthony Edwards has all the physical tools you look for in an NBA guard. He's quick, explosive, long, and strong. He's a force when he gets ahead of steam towards the basket and can blow by defenders in the open court. Question marks? Potential. Kidding. Shot selection, defensive intensity, ability to impact winning. So that comes with a lack of effort. We'll see. I've watched the tape on him. His shot selection is poor. You would think getting in the right system, playing with some great players around him, that sort of thing changes. But yeah, I'd love to see him on my squad. So a little scouting report for Anthony Edwards. We're going to slide on over now to our over-under on NFL quarterbacks. We touched on some of these last week. We're going to hit a few more. Speaking of the big money bags that we talked about earlier, Deshaun Watson, over-under 4,099.5 yards. So over 4,100 yards. I will go over for passing touchdowns, 27.5. I'm going to go under on that. He lost his biggest target to a trade this offseason. I think he'll probably get 23 to 25, but I don't see him doing any more than that. Let's see here. On to the next one. So Drew Brees, over 4,075.5 yards and 30.5 touchdowns. I will go over on both. Phillip Rivers, new look Colts uniform, over 4,249.5 yards or 26.5 touchdowns. Well, he's got a cannon, so I'm going to go over on that. He's also got some good receivers. 26.5 is a lot, though. So I'm going to go over there, or excuse me, under. And lastly, we will end with Daniel Jones this week. Oh, no, we're going to go 3 more. Daniel Jones, over 3,799.5 yards or 25.5 touchdowns. I'm going to go over on the yardage, so we'll say over 3,800 yards, and I will go under 25.5 touchdowns. I think he goes over 20, but under 26. Gardner Minshew, Mr. Porn Star himself, 3,499.5 yards. So over 3,500 yards or over 23.5 touchdowns. I think Gardner Minshew's sneaky good, and I think he's over 3,500 and over 23.5 touchdowns. Joe Burrow, first overall pick, 3,700.5 yards and 21.5 touchdowns. I'm going over on both of these too. Burrow's a beast. I think he's going to come out so winging. Rookie of the year in the bag. Hell, they might even win 10 games. You heard it here first. Mike on the mic, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to be all for Over Under this week. We will touch on some more of those next week. Well, we are at the end of the program. And like every show, whether it's home-based or studio-based, we end it with a random fact. A dozen bodies were once found in Benjamin Franklin's basement. What? I got to read that again. A dozen bodies were once found in Benjamin Franklin's basement. Oh, that's creepy. But were you aware of the fact that multiple skeletons were found in the basement of Benjamin Franklin's London home? The bones were discovered during a 1998 renovation of the house and were identified as being from nearly a dozen people, including 6 children. The most plausible explanation is not mass murder, but an anatomy school run by Ben Franklin's young friend and protege, William Hewson. That's not to say there wasn't any funny business going on. The resurrection men could deliver bodies stolen from the graveyards to the Thames Wharf at the bottom of the street, while there was a weekly public execution at the gallows on the other side of the garden wall. Oh. Either way, man, that's a little creepy. Bodies. All right, well, that's it. That's all I got for you. Home edition of Mike on the Mic. Be sure to tune in next week. I will be back in studio. Maybe. The NFL season starts. I typically do my show on Sundays. And we'll have to see. It might be another home edition. Maybe I'll do an early edition. Again, it's my show. Mike Reeves, Mike on the Mic. Thank you all for tuning in. Episode 17. We'll see you next week, ladies and gentlemen.